Hello everybody, Zev here. This episode sadly had some production problems, as usual. We can never escape them. Uh, in the sense that for some reason, during the first 7-ish minutes, my mic wasn't being captured by OBS. I don't know what the fuck was up with that. Uh, but we were able to notice it relatively early. 7 minutes isn't too bad in our time scale for videos. So as soon as we did notice, there was a pause, and then we kept going for the rest of the hour-ish video with full audio from everybody. So sorry for that. This is just a heads up. I'm sure that it's kind of annoying for people to not be able to follow the narration and the commentary perfectly well. But that's it. So good luck and enjoy the vid.
Hey yo.
Hey, ho, ho, ho. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
We're the
失礼
pilgrims of apocalypse.
どこかでお会いしただろうか。そうか。俺の名はアダム。どなたかな。
天道、刹那。
なるほど。会ってはいなかったか。
そのようだ。
別に会おうとしなくとも、いずれお前とは東京のどこかで巡り合う気がしたが。
敵として
敵対する要素がどこにある。
いや、ないと思う。
邪魔をするなら容赦はしない。それだけがルールだ。違うか。
違わない。
ならばどうでもいい。行くぞ。
はい。
Just to see if I remember it right, but it was like a bank of formation for Adam, like a CPU, something like it.
Is the external drive, right? Is the external drive.
Yeah.
Setsuna! Setsuna!
ああ、すまない。なんだ。
ああ、うん。ちょっと表情が怖かったから。
怖かったって
Setsuna、大丈夫だよ。これは女の勘だけど。あなたとアダムさんは必ずまた出会う。そしてきっと競い合う。そんな気がする。
そうなのか。
うん。だってアダムさんは刹那にとって運命の存在だから。わかるの。
I just want to add a quick comment that I wanted to end the episode right at the Adam conversation because I thought it would go deeper, but they just exchanged 2 word more and just ended. I'm kind of sad about it. Yeah, that's true. But I thought they would show a little bit more.
I got a true question here. Why is Adam white?
おかえりなさい。ただいまお母さん。晩ご飯なに？ごめんごめん、冗談。ごめんなさい、対応できなくて。いやー、私の発言がおバカだから仕方ない。それより次の授業なんだっけ？確か数学だったかしら。じゃあさ、ズバリ好きな男性のタイプとかある？好きな馬のタイプはありますけど。そっか、馬面の人間が好きなんだ。ちょっと、かなり違いますわ。似たようなものじゃない？私あまり男の人と話すこともなくて。
So she's into horses.
Yeah, no. That's a thing,
そっか。
baby.
じゃあこれ使うといいよ。
Is she human? Oh, yeah, maybe.
どうもこれです。
Oh, the
ご
heart.
好意はありがたいですが。でもモテそうなのにね。いいんです。男の人なんて、人間なんて怖いしわからないし、私もわかりたくないし。
Yeah. The outer is
Okay, I fixed the problem. Turned out it wasn't capturing my audio. So we're back to the good old days of tremendous production problems. But thankfully this time it could not hear me only for the first 7 minutes. So I guess we'll just keep it in. I don't think we need to go all the way back and re-record all the stuff. So
okay. Let's go. It was 5 minutes.
yeah, 7 minutes
It
isn't
didn't
too
have
bad.
much.
A refusal to understand. Either way, we spent the rest of our break chatting about inconsequential things.
What is the name of the thing that we need to ask? It's that Tsurumi asked just like it was nothing. And I said don't let them know.
Right.
I forgot what is this the name? Oh, okay.
No. As all classes had ended and the other students began to leave, I decided to call out to Kuro Miyako once again.
乗馬部の見学いいかな。
ええ、どうぞ。
空見、 君はどうする？
もちろんついていくよ。
わかりました。どうせ部員は私一人ですし、歓迎いたします。
You guys remember the
They what?
forgot.
I think Mapo is trying to remember the name too.
We get it. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I hope none of the viewers know what this is.
Okay.
I really do.
I mean, I'm starting to get worried. You guys are talking about some whack shit. I don't know. This is weird. Kudo grabbed.
No.
That's what happened when we skipped a week. I was sick. It was kind of sad.
No, I mean, if you guys have questions about what's going on, I'm pretty sure I can answer them.
No. It's not that. It's just in my case. It's just I don't remember any specific name. It will appear. It will probably appear.
Right.
After.
I mean, I know that the context surrounding this is that they're investigating Miyako because she swallowed an angel, right?
Yeah.
And they want to know what kind of info they can get from her concerning their journey through Tokyo Babel to heaven. So I know Samael showed up, but she hasn't shown up again. I don't know who else you guys would be thinking of, but Kudo grabbed her bag and left the classroom with both Sorami and myself in tow.
Just a quick comment. I wanna correct myself. I mixed up two very messed up cases. I was actually referring to Mr. Hand's incident. Okay? Not I mentioned. Just to clear that, you can keep going, and
Right.
we'll never touch this subject again.
I don't know. I think your audio must have cut out when you said that because I have no clue what you're talking about, which is probably a good thing. But on the other hand, your audio levels are kind of weird. So if you want to check that, it's probably a good idea.
Sorry for that. It's just she mentioned she liked horses,
Right.
so yeah,
Right.
get the picture.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
Yes. The hallways had
Okay,
been
that's
tinted
enough, Mapo.
a gentle hue of orange by the setting sun. We're moving on from this, with only a few stray students making noise in the distance.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Kudo made her way through the hallway while absent-mindedly admiring the scenery through the windows. After a minute or so, she abruptly came to a stop.
ねえ、天童くん、空見ちゃん。
どうしたの？
She placed her palm upon the nearby window, gently tapping the glass as if to confirm something.
変なこと聞くけれど、この世界ってなんだか偽物みたいだって思ったことない？
Again?
Fake, huh?
私は思うの。こんな毎日は、こんな日常は絶対に偽物だって。現実は違うんだって。
たまに私も思うよ。
私もそう思う。
Kudo turned around to face us with an innocent smile, happy to have been able to meet like-minded individuals. For a fleeting moment, I felt my heart rate intensify.
本当？それなら私たちとっても気が合うわね。
そうかも。クロウさんはどうしてそんな風に思い始めたの？きっかけとかあったりする？
いつからなのかな。忘れちゃった。ただある日突然不意にこう思ったの。
She found the world to be off, realizing that there was something positively wrong about it.
クラスメートに話したら変な顔されちゃったし。
No student would ever come to such a realization without a certain event to serve as a trigger.
違うって言っているけど、どう違うのかな？夢の世界にいる感じ？
夢の中っていうのとはちょっと違う気がする。ここは現実より残酷で 現実より過酷で現実より素敵で無敵な場所。
She let out another giggle.
ごめんなさい、変なこと言って。行きましょう。
I felt like I was beginning to get closer to the truth about her and would have wished to continue the conversation, but acting too forceful here would only end up hurting her feelings. Please wait here for a second, I'll go get my horse. Once Kuro had disappeared inside the barn, Sorami and I cast our gazes at the crimson skies above.
この夕暮れも人によっては青空だったり夜空だったりするんだよね。
そういうことになるね。
みやこちゃんが気づき始めてるのってやっぱり巡礼していたから？
逆かな。気づいたからこそ巡礼を開始したんだろう。ただやっぱり予兆というか危うさがある。
そうね、そのあたりは今日の夜にでも話し合った方がいいかも。
正直に言って私と空見ではトークスキルが段違いだ。当面頼ってもいいから。
Buffing up with pride, Sorami assured me that she'd take care of it. A moment later, I took notice of something unusual in the corner of my vision.
ラジエル。
Raziel was trotting about the nearby field with a certain object, a signboard, hanging from her neck.
あれ、本当だ。おーい、ラジエルやーい。
As Raziel turned in our direction, I could make out the phrase, "I am a dunce," clumsily scribbled onto the sign she was wearing.
何か用？
However, she was her usual aloof self.
ラジエル、何やってんのそれ？
As Sorami was having difficulty trying to breathe from excessive laughter, Raziel glanced at us embarrassed, her cheeks flushing red.
廊下を飛んでたらカマエルにマジギレされた挙句にこれをつけるように言われた。
外せば。
やってみたけど無駄に魔力で封じ込めてる。神聖なものではなくて黒魔術に近いからリリスあたりにしか外せない。頼んだら？何か言う暇もなく爆笑されて、絶対外してやらねえと笑顔で言われた。あのアマ、いつか復讐してやる。
There's something oddly charming about the way Raziel cutely uttered the word vengeance, but also something oddly unsettling about how passionately she uttered the bitch part.
今、
Such a
黒を
white
都
girl
に会って
move.
So true,
よかっ
bestie.
たらこのままいてくれないか。
私は
安心して。コミュニケーションが苦手というなら私だってそうだから。とりあえず
Your fault.
空見に任せればなんとかなる。
便利屋扱いか私は。まあ
What
い
is
い
the
けどね。
best part?
それじゃあ
Just
友
means
人
her
関係
strong,
を構築する
her
のが
strong
苦手な
suit,
二人はそこで見学してなさい。
like a thing that she's good at.
I know. I was just thinking.
わかった。
Raziel seated herself on a nearby lawn, responding in the tone of an obedient student.
お待たせしました。
Dressing her riding gear, Kuro led the horse our way.
あら、そちらの方は？
ああ、この子はラジエルって言って私の友達なの。
Suddenly replied without a shred of hesitation.
まあ、そうなのですか。よろしくお願いします。
Raziel was struggling to form a sentence, but the words wouldn't come. Having noticed the angel's predicament, Sorami wasted no time in speaking up.
ごめんね。この子留学生でちょっと話すのが苦手なのよ。
Oh, sorry about that. Just doing. There you go.
そうなのですか。私もそうですから、あまり気に病まない方がいいですよ、ラジエルさん。
ありがとう。
それはともかく、何ですか、それ。
廊下をと激走していたら生徒会長にぶっ飛ばされた。
I wondered if that meant physical punishment. Probably did.
そうでしたか。
Raziel drew closer to the horse Kuro had been riding and gently stroked its hair.
あら、ひょっとして馬に乗ったことが終わりで？
Raziel silently nodded.
そうですか。ここを一周走ったら交代しましょうか。ゲスト用の乗馬服もありますし。
いいの？
構いませんよ。
ありがとう。
では少し走らせたいので。
As Raziel retreated a step, Kudo lightly kicked into the animal's side and trotted off.
綺麗なもんだね。
Sotomi looked at the two in complete awe, and who could blame her? Horse and rider were indeed in complete harmony, creating a picturesque scene as they trotted across the field. Once she had completed a full lap, Kudo slowed down and lowered herself from the saddle.
では更衣室に案内します。
She headed off, with Raziel following her at a short distance.
ラジエルの乗馬スタイルか。
どうしたの？
いや、楽しみじゃないの？セツナは。
Excitement. I savored the word in my mind, wondering what it meant.
彼女が着替えることで何かしらの娯楽が生み出されるのだろうか。
いや、そこまで持って回った言い方をしなくてもね。まあ、見ればわかるんじゃないかな。
I would occasionally have trouble comprehending what Sotomi meant. One could say that it was one thing I certainly enjoyed to an extent. Sotomi, and most likely all the others, knew things I didn't. That made me a little bit happy.
見ればわかるか。
What would I do if I failed to comprehend even after seeing it? In other words, what if Sotomi was seeing? What if what Sotomi was seeing differed from what I saw? Wait, see.
空見、見ればわかるって言ったけど、それは空見の能力に関係あるのだろうか。
As I presented my conclusion, Sotomi looked at me like she couldn't believe what she had just heard. It appeared she was left astonished.
セツナ、私、セツナってもう少し頭がいいと思ってたな。
頭はいいよ。ただ、いろいろと無知なんだ。
As I made my position clear, she simply shrugged, meeting it with a sigh.
自分で自分のことを頭がいいとか言うな。
She appeared to have taken it as boasting.
でも、僕はバカだと自分で言うのもどうかと。
頭がいいか悪いかなんて自分で言うものじゃないでしょ。今、セツナって自分のこと僕って言わなかった？
言ってないよ。
I averted my gaze, seemingly slipped back into old habits from time to time.
いや、気のせいかな。前々からセツナが私って呼ぶの違和感があるなって思ってたから。
Sotomi shrugged, seemingly not bothered by all this.
来た来た。
Kudo approached us, leading the horse by the bridle. Atop the animal sat Raziel, now in full riding gear. According to Sotomi, I'd understand once I saw it. Much as I expected.
She's becoming,
She was what?
I think she's becoming a kind of knight with blonde hair,
Right.
blue clothes.
Oh,
And,
yes.
Yeah, she's remembered me of someone.
Of course.
I just can't tell who is.
Much as I had expected, I was still having a hard time comprehending this. As far as my feelings were concerned, I wasn't particularly happy, nor was I sad for that matter.
黒ミヤコ、走らせてみることにする。
はい、どうぞ。
Raziel gently kicked into the animal's side, which set off a slow trot rather than full riding speed. Still, Raziel appeared very much satisfied.
絵になるね。
絵になるか。
そう思わないの？
思う。
The scene was indeed highly picturesque. Raziel and the horse, both showered by the rays of dusk.
でしょ？ついでにラジエルの服って似合ってると思わない？
I considered that for a moment.
思う。
Give her an honest nod. For some reason, Raziel began nervously fidgeting in the saddle. Could she have heard my exchange with Sotomi?
あなたたち、
Kudo abruptly interrupted her, gaze distant and without emotion.
友達なの？
友達というか、仲間というか。
そう。
She went on, her gaze never once leaving Raziel and the horse.
私にはそんなの必要ない。
The words were no longer aimed at us. She was now talking to herself.
私はそういうの何もいらないの。欲しくないの。
Oh shit, I think we have a problem,
嫌
guys.
いなの。
This doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it does.
Yet it had become clear that these were her true feelings. Her tone gave no hint of joy, no anger, nor even sorrow. She simply stated facts. By the time she turned to face us, Kuro was once again back to her usual cheery self with a smile faint as moonlight upon a lake surface.
何かありましたでしょうか。ちょっとぼーっとしちゃってたみたいで。
別に。
Sotomi backed up my curt response with a series of fervent nods.
何もなかったよ。横顔綺麗だなとかそんなこと思ってただけ。
I heard the grating of metal upon metal, its clangor violating my ears. In the next moment, both Sotomi and I found ourselves under the onslaught of bluish-white waves. How beautiful, how truly beautiful, and how wretched, how utterly, thoroughly wretched. No, the concept of hatred had all but left me. All I feel towards you is repugnance. A maelstrom of turbulent images and sounds enveloped us, violently hurling a certain someone's innermost feelings our way. You despicable monster, you filthy, wretched girl, and you, woman, disgusting beyond your words. I shook my head with conscious effort, successfully dispelling that overwhelming rush of emotions.
ありがとう。
Her words were the afterglow of a tremendous wave, tinted in contrastive feelings. Hatred and happiness, sorrow and joy, all blending into one. They were broken, succumbed to madness. That was how both Lilith and Raziel described the so-called masters. To think how apt that description truly was. They appeared sound in mind and body alike for the most part, yet a certain traumatic experience or a certain heart-wrenching memory prevented them from confronting the damage a part of their hearts had suffered. They would experience something during their pilgrimage that no sane mind could possibly withstand, and so madness ravaged them thoroughly and without mercy. At first glance, Kuro Miyako appeared just like any other person. No, not just appeared, she was. That, however, only applied to her student self. Out there in Tokyo Babel, the real Kuro Miyako lay in wait, a mere shadow of her former self.
あら、戻ってまいりましたわね。
Raziel, still on horseback, trotted closer to us. The horse came closer and even closer, then neighed right into my face.
野生の匂いだ。
One thing led to another, and I found myself face to face with the horse. It peered at me with a certain animalistic innocence, gently poking my face with its nose.
何この微笑ましい光景。満足した。感謝する。
いえいえ。
So it's kind of smelling like maybe the real Miyako was the victim of family abuse, maybe? That sounds like the kind of thing that an abusive dad would tell his wife and daughter.
Maybe? I don't know. I can't.
Maybe that's the context in which she died in the real world.
I think there are others.
Well, I guess we'll see.
この子の名前はアブドと言います。アラビア語で奴隷の意味です。
Yeah,
there is the other one.
excuse me, bro? What? I felt bad for the horse.
この服洗ってから返すことにする。はい、ありがとうございます。それでは私はもうしばらくアブドを走らせることにします。皆さんはどうなさいますか？
いや、私たちはこれで失礼する。
そうですか。
Kuro once again gave the animal side a light kick, then swiftly rode off with a hint of relief coloring her features.
アブド。どうしたの、ラジエル？調べたいことがある。先に帰って。あ、夕飯はカレーがいいなと思う私。
カレーか。
材料さえあれば作れないことはないと思うけど。あ、ちなみにインドの本格カレーとか言われても無理だよ。私は日本のカレーでいい。こうもったりまったりした感じの
じゃがいもとかゴロゴロしてる感じの。
Raziel's real Japanese curry fucks. Shit's good.
いいよ、カレーくらいならなんとかなると思うし。
ありがとう空見。私の中で空見の評価が10上がった。
何段階？
10段階。
待て、今まで私の評価はゼロだったのか。
Raziel looked at Sorami with a complete poker face. I couldn't quite shake the feeling she was trying to fool her. One sec. We're back. Raziel looked at Sorami with a complete poker face. I couldn't quite shake the feeling that she was trying to fool her.
じゃあカレー楽しみに待ってる。
And just like that, she took off into the air. Sorami shouted a hasty, "Come back here, you good-for-nothing angel," to which Raziel responded by covering her ears and flying farther and farther into the distance.
唐辛子とニンニクもたっぷり買い込んでおこう。
ほどほどにね。
Yeah. I don't think Raziel was the only one who got the face all red just now.
That was all I could muster for a response before the two of us returned to our room. And then we fucked.
ただいまー。はいはい、おかえりなさい。
She was gaming! We got a gamer girl.
Oh no.
She's gonna say the word. She's gonna say the gamer words.
Oh my
Hell
god.
no.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
人に働かせておいて、この人じゃない、この悪魔ゲームしてるし。
Lilith Gaming, let's go.
ファンタジー RPG プレイしてる。
Oh, she's playing Final Fantasy, let's go.
しかも悪魔と戦ってるよ、この悪魔。
We glared at Lilith with gazes that could kill as the lively demon excitedly lost herself in the game.
うわー、このボス、ちょムカつく。複数状態変化を冒頭からぶっ放すとこありえない。
The hero under Lilith's control died. Shortly afterwards, the narration was kind enough to remind her that the character died a pitiful and agonizing death befitting the weakling that she was.
そう。でもリリス負けない。33回目のチャレンジ。
Oh, she's playing Dark Souls.
もうおしまいになさい。
I got it. I got
She's
it.
playing. Dark
She's playing Dark Souls. Fantasy RPG with demon bosses that fuck you up and make you feel bad for losing the game, and then you have to try many times and you're playing by yourself. The character is there by
Okay,
themselves.
she's playing that Dark Souls.
Sodomy crept next to Lilith and pulled the controller out of her hands.
ねえ、なんでさ。もうすぐ夕食なの。ゲームは1日1時間。
What the fuck? Sodomy! What is this bullshit? 1 hour a day? Bruh, day's got 24 hours. Nobody working in this bitch.
そんなんじゃ RPG のクリアなんて夢のまた夢でしょ。最近はロード時間だってアホみたいに長いのに、建物から表に出ると1分待ちとか。
Maybe the game itself was at fault here. Still, I decided not to voice my concerns, seeing how this was beyond my field of expertise.
いいからとにかく。
Sodomy pulled out a notebook, scribbled something on its top page, and handed it to Lilith.
あ、何よこれ。カレールー、じゃがいも、人参、牛肉。カレーの材料買ってきて。買う場所くらいあるんでしょ。でも私たち知らないし。購買に行けば売ってるかな。でも面倒だから嫌。
What the fuck? Gotta eat! Without uttering a single word, Sodomy started furiously poking Lilith in the flank.
わかりました。すぐ行きます。よーし、リリス、そーら取ってこーい。犬か私は。たくも。
This is definitely the second least functional shared room in the world after mine. Muttering a series of complaints under her breath, Lilith left the room only to return a minute later.
はい、買ってきたよ。
What the fuck? That was so fast!
相変わらず問答無用で早いわね。まあいいや。じゃあカレー作るよ。カレーか。本場航海のカレーを見せてあげようじゃない。
I don't think I want that. I don't want that.
公海付近にカレーってあっただろうか。そもそも 時代的にカレーは近代の食べ物で。
Before I could finish that thought, though, Sotomi loudly interjected, her tone filled with surprise and shock.
あるの？後悔なんて赤っぽいから唐辛子とか入ってるのかな。
This was just a thought, but Sotomi seemed to be in the middle of being thoroughly deceived.
いいえ、入っているのはリンゴと人参とトマトよ。
Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Tomatoes originated from South America. That was quite the distance from the Red Sea. Besides, the Red Sea wasn't actually red in the end, though. As I didn't feel the need to interject with an explanation, I decided to keep quiet.
そっか。じゃあなるべくリリスが食べてたカレーに近い感じのもの作ってみるからね。
Dear God.
あ、うん。楽しみにしてる。
よーし、やるぞ
All fired up, Sotomi made her way to the room's rather minimalistic-looking kitchen and promptly began cooking.
両親が咎めた。
悪魔に両親なんてないもんね。
公開風カレーか。人参ちょっと飾り切りにしてみよっと。
Lilith clutched her own chest, moaning in agony.
すいません、超痛い。私の中の良心回路が無邪気な少女を騙したことにオーバーロードしかけてるわ。
I warned her in advance. By the time Sotomi was done cooking, Raziel, too, had returned.
ラジエル、調べたいことがあるって言っていたけど。
食べ終わったら話すから。さてさて、全員席に着いたところで手を合わせて神に感謝を。大地に感謝。
Angel and demon alike expressed their gratitude in accordance with their respective natures. As for Sotomi and myself, we nearly placed our palms together with a curt bow.
イエス！我ながらうまくできたわ。
Sotomi triumphantly thrust her fist into the air after a single spoonful of curry, so the food was good. Apparently. As I rarely ever needed to utilize my sense of taste, I couldn't quite determine whether or not the flavors mixing in my mouth were good. I lamented the fact that regardless how the food tasted, I effectively could not have been able to differentiate between good and bad. The only clues I had regarding the taste were the satisfied looks on the girls' faces. As such, it must have been delicious.
やっぱり日本はカレーの本場。
It was actually India, though.
故郷の後悔を思い出すわ。いい味ね。
Lilith nibbled away at the food with a melancholic expression. She really should have given that joke a rest already.
リリス、何言ってるの？あなたの土地にカレーなんて。
はい、ラジエル。黙って口開けてフォアグラのガチョウのごとくむさぼり食い。
I don't think we want to do that.
ねえリリス、後悔にカレー。
少女の夢を壊さないようにするのは天使の務めでしょうが。
公開風のカレーを作ってくれと言ったら、あまりにも純粋に
She
か
should.
ったので、
This is fucked up.
咎め。
分かってるなら言うな。
悪魔らしく騙されたやいバカとか言ってやらないの？
ほら、私って清純派悪魔だし。
Of course. Lilith thrust her tongue out in a coquettish fashion, pure and chaste. Yeah, sure.
どうでもいいのだけど。
Raziel silently pointed at Sotomi, who was staring at the two with tear-filled eyes and her whole body shivering.
ぶっちゃけバレてるか
Fuck!
ら。いいもん。美味しくできたから騙されたって気にしないもん。一人ぼっちで怖くて仕方なかったのは助けられたから頑張って恩返ししようとなんて思ってないもん。
Lilith coughed up a lungful of blood and fell prostrate on the floor. God damn, dude.
大変だ。リリスが死んだ。
Oh no! But then the joke is the Lancer joke.
両親に目覚めた悪魔とかってなんか死亡フラグっぽいよね。
Holy shit, Lancer died!
勝手に
You
殺
are
さないで。
human.
でも本当に美味しいわよこれ。サラミはこれから地獄の料理人と名乗るといいわ。英語にするとヘルツシェフ。
Yeah, it's not Hell's Chef. It's what's the name of the show with
Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen? Yeah.
いや、それはちょっと。
Gordon
ヘ
Ramsay.
ブンズシェフの方がいい？それもやだ。
Utterly dejected, Sodomy instead turned to me, still in the middle of working my way through the food.
せつな、どう？美味しい？
I am really sorry, but I lack the ability to discern what good flavor is. Just as I was about to say that, Raziel and Lilith kicked me in the shin near simultaneously, forcing the words back into my throat. I was not in combat mode, so it hurt quite a bit. Surrounded by the murderous glares of Lilith and Raziel, I finally parted my lips to speak. Naturally, I had no choice but to abide by their wishes.
とても美味しいです。
そっかそっか。よかったよかった。
My ability to discern flavor may have been handicapped, yet I was certainly relieved. I was certain the relieved smile Sodomy flashed my way was sweet. I wanted to tell her that. I felt that I would have been right too. I had learned something new today, that not all lies were bad, although I was certain I told the truth just now. With that said, once everyone had finished their post-meal digestion, Raziel chose to speak up.
黒都が食らった天使はアブディエルだと思う。
I cannot comment on Abdiel. I will do that next episode. The news instantly made Lilith spurt out the tea that she had been sipping.
アブディエル？アブディエルってあのアブディエル？誰それ？
I consulted my database of knowledge to look up the one angel who fell under that name.
アブディエル。名前の由来は神のしもべ。
Oh, remind yourselves that the name of the horse was Abd, which might have been the tip.
かつてルシファーが天使の3分の1を引き連れて神に挑んだ時、ルシファーの部隊に所属しながら彼に反逆したただ一人の天使だ。
リリースが驚くほど強いの？
強いかどうかはわからないけど変わった天使らしい。ルシファーの反乱であまたの悪魔を打ち倒したにもかかわらず、
He ultimately took the remaining angels and rose up against God, claiming he was not the divine ruler they all thought he was, but rather the creation of an even higher being. And so Abdiel spoke, "This God is no God of ours. It is but a harbinger of calamity existing only to torment man." He called it Yaldabaoth, the false god, therefore placing us squarely in the Sethian Gnostic myth, where Yaldabaoth is the demiurge, and Yaldabaoth is also identified with the Old Testament God, in opposition to the monadic kind of hyper-transcendental, unknowable God that kind of surpasses any sort of human conceptualization.
悪魔とも天使とも寄り添わない筋金入りの鳥綱よ。彼は自分の理想を他者に押し付ける嫌いがあったから。
As I kept mulling over Abdiel, I came to a realization and cursed myself for not having noticed it earlier.
そうか、馬の名前か。
Yeah, there you go.
馬？アブドだっけ？あれはアブディエルの語源。パンドラに置き去りにされた分身が無意識に自身の守護天使の名を冠した馬を飼い始めたのだと思われる。アブディエルは人間に対してはかなり甘やかすタイプだったらしいしね。行方不明になったとは聞いていたけど。
Raziel let out a concerned sigh.
アブディエルさんとは知り合いだったの？
She nodded.
いわゆる窮地の中、反逆した後はさすがに連絡が取れなくなっていたけど。まあそりゃそうだよね。昔はよくガード下の飲み屋で愚痴ってた。おっさん衆も甚だしいよそれ。天使ならもうちょっとこう天使らしく。
ソラミ、ラジエルの冗談に付き合うことはないよ。
ってやっぱり冗談か。いや、うすうす感づいてはいたけどさ。
Raziel went on, her expressions showing no sign of concern.
アブディエルは全てに反逆し拒絶していた天使。おそらく支配している階層もそれにふさわしい姿に変貌しているはず。みやこちゃんも他者に触れられたりすることをすごく苦手そうにしてたよね。
本人の資質と相性のいい守護天使が配置されるのはよくあることだからね。神の排水か。
Which also seems to me to be a pointer towards the whole family abuse thing. Maybe if she was beat up by a father figure, or otherwise molested, that kind of created this kind of resistance in her, kind of the association between the touching and the abuse. Very usual thing, very common. God, what could he have been doing in heaven right now? At this point, I wasn't even certain he existed up there at all.
となると残る問題は一つ。
And upon hearing these words, Lilith irritatedly bit into her own fingernails.
強いわね。神の獅子と呼ばれた堕天使アリエル、そして復讐を司る魔王アリオコを打ち倒すほどの力の持ち主だった。
A fallen angel and a demon lord, a powerful pair indeed.
でも何よりも恐れるべきはその胆力。天国と地獄2つの勢力に反逆した天使なんて前代未聞、空前絶後。
おまけにもともとは人間一人を守護するだけのただの天使だったね。それがルシファーとの大戦争でみるみる出世してセラフにまで上り詰めた。
And in the end, he still threw it all away.
ちょっとタイム。セツナ勝てるの？
どうかしら。ひとまずあれは持っていくことになると思うけど。
Oh, he's gonna need that? Lilith pointed at the blade once wielded by Getel, the sword of the seven deadly sins.
Just an atomic bomb.
Right. While the sword was incapable of engraving his sin upon angels, it could still very much summon the beasts corresponding to the seven deadly sins. Its very blade was soaked deep in powerful sorcery.
ただこれだけで勝てるほどアブディエルは甘くないわ。まして彼の支配する階層で戦うことになるでしょうからね。
みやこちゃんと戦う。
Oh yeah. The words sluggishly trickled forth from Sotomi's lips. Her astonishment was only natural. After all, he would have to fight and kill a person we just befriended.
ソラミ、あなたが今日話したクロウ・ミヤコといずれ出会うであろう彼女は同一人物ではないわ。いや、
そう。だからこそ倒さなきゃならない。
Raziel balled the hand she had been resting atop the table into fists.
本物を殺したら、この学園に存在する方はどうなるの？
別にどうもしないわよ。天国の門が開くか、この東京バベルが崩壊するまでは生き続けるわ。現状を生きているというかどうかは疑問だけど。
I cannot believe this is this simple. I think Lilith might be lying again to make Sotomi happy. Sotomi exhaled a relieved sigh, seemingly having accepted the situation.
それよりも問題なのはクロウ・ミヤコとアブディエルのレゾンデートル。せめてそれが知りたいところ。
Their raison d'être.
セツナはまだ見つけてないんだっけ？
Oh, there you go. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Raison d'être.
She was right. I had yet to discover my very own raison d'être.
ねえねえ、明日以降だけど、どうせ残り2人もチェックしなきゃいけないんだよね。確か日上くんとおしばくんだっけ？
そうだけど。
だったらさ。
Sotomi offered to take care of those two students while I focus on finding my raison d'être. The other girls agreed, and so I spent the following 2 days in Raziel's company in an effort to try and discover my raison d'être.
My raison d'être.
Unfortunately, the following day's weather was mostly dominated by rain.
へえ、パンドラにも雨は降るんだ。
もう魔術で適当に雲を作って降らせているだけなんだけどね。全く雨が降らないというのも不自然だし。
それじゃあ張り切って教室で聞き込みしてきます。ごゆるりと。
Sotomi and Lilith left the room, leaving me alone with Raziel.
ラジエルはどうするの？
So many possibilities! She returned my question with a puzzled look, almost like she didn't entirely comprehend why I even asked.
セツナを手伝うよ。当たり前でしょ。
手伝うと言っても、私自身具体的にどうすればいいのかがよく。
じゃあ瞑想からやってみる？
Meditation, huh?
なんとなく後の展開が予想つくんだけど、一応やるだけはやってみよ
そう。じゃあまず正座して目を閉じて。
I did exactly as I was told.
深呼吸、リラックス。そうリラックスして体を空間に溶かしていくような感じで。そう、
And she's gone.
う。やっぱり
She dozed off right before my very eyes. With little other choice in the matter, I decided to contemplate matters on my own. I was created for the sole purpose of serving mankind. That was my reason for being. Was there nothing more to it, though? I had a feeling that alone wouldn't be enough. Conversely, that very line of reasoning in itself could very well have been a mistake. Serve mankind had an amiable ring to it, true, yet what I had done was undeniably a deed befitting the most wretched of villains. If I closed my eyes, I could still recall it, a world where man devoured man, where people from all across the globe spilled the blood in their brethren, driven to near insanity in the wake of overwhelming despair. I was created to save that world, to stand as a beacon of light in the darkness, yet ultimately I took mankind's hope for the future and crushed it in the palm of my hand. I embraced my raison d'être, only to strangle it to death with my own two hands. Was I, if not a savage, to be abhorred, a sinner to be judged? And so I continue to exist, shouldering the resentment of billions. In which case,
罰なのか。
my raison d'être was to be punished, for I had committed sins far too great to be overlooked, far too despicable to be judged even by the law.
違うよ。
The abruptness of her voice pulled me away from the introspection. Raziel sat neatly in front of me, staring deep into my eyes.
罰は受けるべきものだけど、罰は生きるための目的なんかじゃない。そこを履き違えないで。あなた、
でも私の世界は滅んでしまった。
セツナは生きている。
私は生きてなんかない。あの時リリスとラジエルに救われる直前に多分死んだんだ。
Raziel shook her head in silence.
死人は喋らない。死人は語らない。死人は何かをすることなんかできない。死人のような人間と死人はどこまでも違う。
でも
She poked me on the forehead right as I was about to present a counter-argument. Raziel gave me an intense glare. She went on immediately, giving me no opportunity to question what she was doing.
セツナのバカ、アホ、間抜け、脳なし。
なんで急に？
カバ、腰抜け、チキン、便所コオロギ、ボケナス、クズ、ダメ人間、ヘッポコ、ポンコツ、タコ、イカ、ゲソ、マグロ、イクラ。
後半寿司ネタになってる。
黙れ若造。
I felt somewhat lost, but it appears she had qualms with certain parts of my argument.
ごめん。
謝って済む問題ではない。例えばクグツ空見。
空見がどうしたの？
もしあなたがいなければ どうなっていたと思う？
She probably meant exactly what would have happened to her without me. After analyzing the possible outcomes of a situation in which I wasn't present at that time, I concluded that she most likely would have been killed.
そう。大げさではなく、あなたは一人の命を救ったことになる。
そうなるだろうけど。
救った人間も救われた人間も命が尊いものだという認識をしなければならない。
Which is indeed
でなければどちらも報われない。
partly the central theme of Fate's Day Night, right?
私は自分の命を大事だと考えたことがない。
Raziel nodded, then clutched my hand.
分かっている。そう思う人間を我々はこう呼ぶのだろう。英雄と神の恵み、名誉と栄光すら拒絶してただ人を救うために全てをかける人間。
Raziel shook her head, sadness palpable in her tone.
自己の存在に価値が見出せない人間に存在するべき理由などあるはずがない。
She once again shook her head, firmly condemning what she had just said.
しかしそれでは
I still wished to be of use to everyone.
仕方ない。レゾンデートルが見つからないことは不安だけど、第二階層はそのままのあなたで戦うしかない。
待ってもらうわけにはいかないか。
It was a naive thought, something Raziel confirmed by shaking her head.
私の見立てではこのパンドラにいる限りあなたはレゾンデートルを見つけることなどできないだろう。
つまり戦うしかないと。
戦いの中にあなたがあなたとして生きるべき理由を見出せるか、全てはそこにかかっている。
So I guess Raziel's idea is banking on the thought that maybe if he fears death, then he will value his own life and then unlock that kind of self-acknowledgement that he's trying to keep away, maybe?
I think it's pretty much it.
分かった。
いいえ、分かってない。第二階層の探索にはクグツ空見も行くことを忘れるな。
Words failed me, but not because I'd forgotten about Sotomi. I merely took the time to once again savor the sheer gravity of that fact.
私も、そしてリリスも、第二階層であなたを手助けするべきではないと思う。
Raziel's gaze showed no trace of emotion.
つまり、次の階層で敗北すれば、クグツ空見も死ぬだろう。
I froze up, completely overwhelmed by the revelation that Kugutsu Sorami's life was so closely interwoven with mine. She could no doubt survive, even if I died. That was the conclusion I arrived at. After all, Sorami's eyes, Getel's eyes, were of critical importance to both Lilith and Raziel.
待ってくれ。彼女は関係ない。
ある。あなたが救った命だ。救った命には責任を持て。そうでなくては。
だけど。
ならば、あなた一人が死んだとして彼女はどうする？私の見る限り空見は責任感が強い。たとえ自分一人でも巡礼を続けるだろう。守るべきあなたがいない状況で彼女が戦えるか？
I kind of feel like Raziel is trying to give Setsuna a reason to fight.
Right.
Like, yeah. Like to explore his reason they took.
Right. I mean, it has... It appears to me that Raziel really deeply cares about Setsuna. And she's trying to get him to understand himself in the way that I think she already does understand him.
Yes.
She knows that his judgment is clouded by what he's done and what he is. And she needs to kind of turn that key a little bit stronger so that the lock kind of bursts open, you know?
Yeah, I think the same. And I don't think Sarami would be like fed up without Setsuna. I think she could still survive.
Yeah.
To still have Raziel and Lilith.
But Raziel needs to present it in a way that Setsuna will care. Even if it's, again, kind of coming back to the theme of needing to tell certain lies for a moral purpose that they kind of established in the previous scene, right?
The problem is the moral Setsuna, it appears to be broken because of his past.
Right.
You know, the man who was supposed to save humanity ended it.
Oh, there you go. Well,
is there something wrong with my sentence?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I was just thinking about
I thought yeah.
I had no answer.
He's just a broken man, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who wouldn't be after having to deal with what he dealt with. I don't know. I'm invested. I'm invested in Setsuna. I want to see him kind of get out of this pit as well, because I don't think anybody deserves having to deal with that much guilt forever. You know.
Does Setsuna have emotions?
He does, but he's locking them away.
Does.
He's suppressing them.
It makes sense.
And he's ashamed of having them too. Right? He tries to hide them.
Ashamed?
Yeah, because when Sorami noticed that he had emotion, he immediately tried to, like, hide it. He was like, oh, no.
Oh.
I didn't act strange at all.
Oh, that's so true.
I feel like maybe he's afraid of affirming his own humanity because he feels like he doesn't deserve it anymore after failing his mission. Kind of like Shido, right?
Yeah, kind of like Shiro.
Kind of like Shido, but on a much larger scale, of course. Yeah, that's what I think is going on in Setsuna's head.
I think the same. What is the name of it? It is survival.
The Survivor's Guilt.
Yeah, the Survivor's Guilt.
I had no answer to give. Naturally, I could advise Sorami not to consider continuing her pilgrimage in the event of my death. But in that case, Lilith and Raziel could convince her of the opposite, claiming that Getel's eyes were of vital importance to them. In fact, they wouldn't even need to convince her. Kugutsu Sorami would readily continue her journey across Tokyo Babel without as much as a second thought.
あなたは命に責任を持つべきだ。人を救うということがいかに重たい行為なのか。
Her words pierced my heart like the sharpest steel or the swiftest bullet. 10 billion lives. I recall the time when I wished to save that many people, yet ultimately collapsed under the weight of that responsibility. Was I truly desperate to help others of my own volition? Or was I merely acting upon someone's orders? In which case, did I abandon them because I was ordered not to save them? I fell deep into thought. Had I been mistaken? Or were the ones who created me, the ones who worshipped me? Despite my best efforts, the answer remained vague, locked in darkness. I began to doubt if there even was an answer at all.
I just want to say something very quickly.
Right.
There is a statement that says that Earth can just take a round of 10 billion lives, something like it.
Mm.
Am I wrong? I don't remember very well. Maybe Setsuna was put in a situation like maybe he doesn't remember because he deleted this part of his memory. But maybe Setsuna was put in a way like there was so much hunger,
right,
and war and other things in the world, and he had to stop that, and he didn't know how. Or maybe some nations have been fighting, and he had to do some crucial decisions, like, oh, I have to burn it to save. I have to burn one person to save 100.
Right.
But then sometimes he had to burn 1,000 to save 10 people.
Right. That's possible, yeah. 10 billion does sound like an extreme amount of people, so it was way in the future. And maybe, I don't know. Well, humanity had to be saved from something, or else they wouldn't have created him. Right? So I assume that we're not privy to the important part of the equation, which is what was he created to fight against, and then what prompted him to fail, if he failed at all, if the outcome that he produced wasn't something that he was told to do, right? Like he mentioned. I kept mulling things over, completely oblivious of Raziel and the outside
Just one more
world.
thing, Zevlen.
Yeah.
Just one more thing. One more question. I don't remember if they did already said that at the story, but maybe Setsuna was invented to save humanity from like angels or demons.
Right.
Maybe he was invented to save humanity from their own humanity. I don't know.
They haven't mentioned it yet,
Yeah.
so I don't know. After a short while, I felt the touch of someone's hand on my cheek. Raziel gazed at me with a frown, her expression that of a profound compassion.
やめてくれ。
That was the first thing I could blurt out. I did not react well to pity or sympathy. If anything, I preferred to be scorned and detested. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was powerless. I couldn't do a thing. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Ah, the miserable poor man. How my heart bleeds for you. I recall the days when I still lived as my old self, when I was showered by such words.
どうして？
嫌いなんだ。
Raziel briefly nodded.
私は人の嫌がることを今までしたことがない。嘆いていたアダムを励まし、本を与えた。技術でも全部無意味になりつつある。神はどこかに消えてしまい、天国も地獄も地上もなくなった。残ったのは半ば戦場と化した東京バベルだけ。正直に私の気持ちを言っていいだろうか。
どうぞ。
悔しい、辛い、悲しい、ムカつく、腹立たしい、壊したい、殴りたい、泣きたい、叫びたい。
Raziel's expression mirrored the complexity of her turbulent emotions.
私たちは間違っていたの。悪魔が正しかったの？天使が正しかったの？人間はどうあるべきだったの？滅べというのがあのお方の意志なの？
わからない。わからないよ。
Silence. Plenty of time must have passed. I began counting the sounds of the raindrops against the earth to the best of my abilities. 1383 4, 2656 7.
本にきっと答えがあるはず。
The Sefer Raziel, the book she had lost to the tome with all knowledge contained within. I abruptly realized something.
ラジエル、君のレゾンデートルはその本なのか？
そう。セファー・ラジエルこそが私のすべて。あれを取り戻さない限り、私は私の存在を証明できない。
Raziel's shoulders drooped forward. She too had to find her own raison d'être, in a manner of speaking, or rather, she had lost sight of it. Neither of us had value to our current lives. I had yet to find it. She'd already lost it. That was the only difference.
ちなみに、私が朝も夜も関係なく眠りやすい体質なのは、本を失ってしまったせいで、レゾンデートルがあやふやなためである。
それは嘘だ。
I replied immediately. Raziel broke out in sweat. She most likely did not expect me to deliver that line, considering the circumstances.
なぜ？
本を持っていた頃からラジエルの居眠り癖は有名だったとリリスがカマエル経由で聞いた。
むぎゅぎゅ。
Raziel sunk to her knees while letting out the strangest of moans.
そして真面目な話をしている時に寝ようとしないでほしい。
My follow-up sentence delivered the final blow, and Raziel, albeit reluctantly, got back up on her feet.
真面目な話が続くと、どうもこう眠たくなってきて。
私も大概だと思うけど、ラジエルも大概 空気を読まないタイプなんじゃないだろうか。
いやいや、いつも私は空気を読んで
Oh my god.
空気のように
She's gone.
私はそこにいて
I felt it best to whack Raziel on the head as she simply went on in the same tragically spaced out tone.
図書館行きたい
It appeared she wished to reach the library. I knew the place and could have easily taken her, but she was still asleep. This was quite the conundrum. I picked the only option I had. Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
Yes! We have to terminate.
Letting out a resigned sigh, I slipped my arms beneath Raziel's knees, lifting her up into my embrace. She had switched on to full-on sleep mode, which meant I couldn't just piggyback her. Still, carrying her around like I was helping an injured comrade on the battlefield would have most certainly qualified, as this is really dodgy, even by my standards.
Can you remember
Yeah.
me tell sex wife?
Yeah, that certainly was the right analogy, Setsuna.
That was definitely completely appropriate to what's happening right now. With that in mind, I concluded this form to be the most appropriate given the situation. Our appearance drew a number of gazes from fellow students, but I doubted that it would cause too much of a stir.
すいません。何をやっておられるのですか?
Listen, bro, this is very, very complicated. Belial called out to us in an uncharacteristically polite
図
tone.
書館に運べと言われたので。
そうですか。
そうです。
After a few seconds of silent contemplation, Belial left, vanishing behind a corner. But not before he peeked back from beyond said corner to say one final thing.
ごゆるりと。
What the fuck? They got time with what, bro? Either way, I hurried onwards toward the library. The sheer majesty of the place left me in awe. The way it appeared from the outside certainly did not do its interior justice. A series of unnaturally tall bookshelves lined its halls, towering above us like colossal spires. The Dantalions gently drifted from bookshelf to bookshelf, making certain that each volume was in its rightful place. Dantalion was a demon possessing multiple personalities, all of which had now gained a body of their own here at Tokyo Babel. They all turned in my direction the moment I entered the library.
またお前。いや、何をしているのかお前。というか、なぜそこの天使は寝倒しているのだ。
図書館に連れて行けと言われたので。
だったら、昨日彼女が閲覧していた場所はそこだ。
ありがとう。
本は元にあった場所に戻すように。
I took off flying towards the direction of the Dantalions had just shown me.
どうでもいいな。お姫様抱っことはいいご身分だな。
お姫様。
Was that the name of this possession?
いやまあ、なんでもいいが。天使のくせにベルフェゴールみたいなやつだな。
Muttling under their breaths, the Dantalions promptly returned to their work. Once I arrived at the designated bookshelf, I gave Raziel's cheek a light pinch. Raziel's eyes flickered open as she sniffed the air. Indeed, the smell was unmistakably that of ancient books. Not the most pleasant of scents, though. However, once Raziel had fully awakened and took in her present situation, I decided not to say another word. I think this guy knows that he's smooth as fuck. He doesn't remark on it, but I think he knows. He knows exactly what he's doing.
どうして私はここに来られたの？
いや、そりゃ私が運んだからだけど。
以前リリスに私は眠いから図書館に運んでって言ったら、いいわよラジエル、座標ずれたらごめんねとか言われて、思いっきり蹴り飛ばされた。今回もそうされるかと。
Definitely not.
しない。さすがにしない。
I wasn't quite sure of what to think of Raziel after hearing she would prefer someone launch her into the air as opposed to giving in to sleep.
この体勢は楽。
She latched onto my neck. Yes! Let's go!
このままお願い。
了解した。
I could have refused,
Come
yet
on.
found no reason to do so. He knows it. He's in on it.
We found a reason to live. I just want to say it.
On the
Come
other,
on, tell me you never did it to your bro.
so true, bestie. On the other hand, I got the feeling I really should have.
おお、指さすだけで本が出てくる。
ラジエル、仮にも天使なんだから望んだ本を取り出すくらいの力はないの？
My question made her throw a confident glance my way.
神は怠惰を許さない。
天道刹那殴ってしまう。ボケとツッコミは日本的コミュニケーションにおいて非常に大事だ。やってしまうがいい。
でもラジエルは真面目に言っているんだと思う。
天然ボケはさらに立ちが悪い。
A fair point. In the end, I felt it my duty to deliver at least a light flick to her forehead.
なぜいきなり暴力を。神は暴力やめろってよく言うのに。
She wasn't being particularly persuasive, though.
とりあえず今の君は怠惰じゃないのだろうか。
Raziel cocked her head to the side, her expression one of puzzlement. She was aware of it.
楽なのと怠惰なのとは違うと思う。
Her expression once again turned tense, eliciting two simultaneous thighs from the Dantalions.
おお、簡単されている。
違う。呆れられている。
Ultimately, Raziel's position remained unchallenged, forcing me to carry her around in a princess hold during the entirety of her stay at the library. Forcing, huh? Setsuna. Yes. Curious.
なるほど。そしてラジエルはまたも限界がやってきて、そうして眠っているというわけか。
私たち割といろいろと苦労して例の2人とお話ししてたのに、
二人で人目もはばからずイチャついてたと。
イチャついてなんかない。
Definitely not. There's nothing romantic about anything that happened. No, not at all. We replied in unison, which only made Lilith and Sorami glare at us with renewed contempt. For some reason. Well, to be fair, I had an idea as to why. Because until just recently, I was still carrying Raziel around in a princess hold. Sorami and Lilith ultimately forced us to sit on the tatami, though.
で、図書館からここまで廊下を往復してやってきたのね。その間どれだけの人間と天使と悪魔に見られたのかな。
割といろんな生徒や教師とすれ違った気がします。
天然ボケと天然ボケが絡むとなんて恐ろしいことになるのかよく思い知った。バカバカバカ。
Sorami, I don't think you're qualified to call anybody an idiot. Sorami had been persistently raining down a number of low kicks on my back. Oh my god. This can permanently damage a man, dude. For a while now. Her technique was solid enough to put me in pain just a little bit.
そらみその辺でちょっとストップ。もうそろそろあいつがやってくるから。
あいつ
Who could she have possibly been talking about? I would have given that some thought had our door not been violently flung open as Kamael leapt into the room with an expression of profound fury. Oh my god! Yeah.
Let's stop here.
Okay. I think I agree that this is an appropriate place to stop as Raziel takes off from the floor in fear.
He's about to die, you know? I think it's perfect.
I think it should be our thumbnail.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just no context at all, you know. Just this image.
This is in fact a perfect image. This is wonderful. Well, gentlemen, this was Tokyo Babel. Tomorrow there's more Babel to Tokyo.
This was
Hopefully,
certainly one of the episodes of all time.
this was positively at least one of them.
There was one.
Out of all of the ones that we have recorded, this was one of them, certainly. So let's hope that we don't get killed by Kamael, and that we get to smash the Anjusi sometime in the following episodes.